Hey guys, Blue Baron here, and today I'm going to be playing some Total War Warhammer. I'm going to be playing as the Empire, and my opponent's going to be playing as the Warriors of Chaos. This was around a 10,000 or so gold battle, so it was pretty average sized. Yeah, let's get into it. At the time of the battle, I didn't know about any of these units here. Since this is a replay, you can kind of see all the enemy's armies here. This is my army here. I have I have 6 halberdiers, 2 great swords, 1 unit of handgunners,
Yes, Lord.
1 empire captain, then a cannon, and 3 demigryph knights. I love those guys, they're so cool. Anyways, my opponent here, he had a bunch of these guys. I don't know his exact unit roster, but he had a bunch of Chaos Marauders. That made the majority of his army. Then he has a Dragon Ogre Shaman. This is his commander. It's pretty insane. And then he had 2 of these Dragon Ogres. And yeah, I think that was it. He had a ton of just Chaos Infantry. I don't think they were all Chaos Marauders. Yeah, like these are Chaos Warriors. But I didn't see any of those guys. When I was down here, I could only see, at least in the beginning, I could only see these 3 units since they're so large. And I immediately realized, you know, he had the high ground because he deployed over there. Normally, I kind of like to deploy in the middle because that's normally what people do. It just delays the ground if you try to, or delays the game if you try to kind of joust for the high ground. But since he did it, I was about to start fighting uphill, so I started moving my troops up here. And the problem for me here is that my cannon is extremely slow. So, like, I kind of had a debate in my head. I was like, here you can see where I'm sending my troops. I kind of had a debate in my head. I'm like, I could fight uphill, or at least I could move partly uphill to allow my cannon to catch up to the rest of my army and fight slightly uphill, or I could just try to take the even ground and then limit the effectiveness of my cannon. Because I'm not sure if it can shoot through forest, but I assumed it couldn't, so I was trying to get it up here. So yeah, as you can see, he's kind of I don't know why he's deployed these infantry so far down here. Maybe he thought I was gonna march up, see the cursor like that. But no, it looks like he's trying to send them around to flank. But their infantry, they're so slow, it's gonna take them so long to get there, you know. So and at some point, I think once my infantry lines form up here, I realized that first I was seeing these guys way over here, and I realized like this wasn't the full strength of his armies, and since I'm not fully acquainted with the strength of each unit, I realized these units can't be that good because all his army, because basically like unit cost is proportional to strength, right? So if like my whole army is here and it's like equally sized to his roughly here, that means my units are much more powerful because his units over here are I don't know if I don't know if I'm explaining that properly. My point is, like, if he has a bigger army, his units are weaker. So even though it kind of looks like they're equally sized here, I have the advantage if I like attack right now and try to finish off this portion of his army before his other armies get here. It's kind of like divide and conquer. And here I kind of didn't realize he was charging them until it was too late. So I took a few hits there, and I countercharged with halbs. And I'm trying to double team this unit to quickly kill it. But I'm not too acquainted with how strong the units are yet for each thing, because this game came out like a week ago. But obviously these guys look pretty badass, so they're pretty strong. And then commanders are always really strong. So I double teamed both of them. And then this was probably my biggest mistake in the whole battle. I wasn't really paying attention to my commander here. And he just, look, he already is like at half health from like 1 spell or 1 attack. He had 2 attacks. See, did you see how much his health went down? Because I have the, he died so quickly, that was awful. Which is really bad for the morale of your men. Like, losing your commander, like, matters a lot. Sorry, I'm missing a lot here. And see, as my cannon barely got out of the woods because it was so slow. and I figured whatever, I'll just start shooting it here because it has a clear opening. But as I was saying, losing commander is a big deal, especially this early, because it heavily affects the morale of your men. See, like, these guys are already partially routing, and they're great swords too. They're supposed to be elite infantry, so that was not good. I brought the like lowest commander I could, if that makes sense, the cheapest one, so he's also the weakest. So his commander just absolutely slaughtered him, which was no good. Anyways, if I was him, I would have waited for my whole army, or at least waited until this force was closer, because they're still, and by the time they get here, they're already active when they start off as fresh. So by the time they run up here, they're going to be even tired also. So I cleaned up the rest of his troops here, and which is really nice because those two, I think, what were they called, like dragon shamans or whatever? They're his shock troops. So that's also probably part of why my great swords and that other unit were partially routed, because shock troops tend to like lower morale really quickly. So the fact that those guys are out of the picture now is a really big deal for me, because I still have my infantry lines and my shock cavalry here. I don't think they're technically considered shock cavalry, but I use cavalry in that fashion for rear charges once the infantry lines are engaged. See, I moved my cannon up, and I'm also fighting up here. Now I realize that my guys are way back here, and I only have 2 or so troops up here, so I sent my cavalry up really quickly. And then I'm trying to rally the rest of my infantry up here too. I'm trying to get some pot shots off on these guys, or whoever I can see, because it kind of, I'm not sure if I can see these units, but I remember trying to shoot guys up here. And also, what I've learned like a week or so ago is that Demogryph Knights are really good against large units apparently. So I figured, hey, I might as well try to take out his commander right now and try to crush the morale of his men while he's isolated. So I do, I charge in. You can see he's already like at half health, which is a big deal. So my plan was to kill this guy as quickly as possible with my 2 Demogryph Knight units and circle them back around here for a rear charge. As you see, these guys are still running. They're winded already and they haven't even fought yet, which is just awful for him, I guess. He probably should have waited, like I said, to fight me. But they're going to try to save his commander, but it's going to be too late. I don't think I managed to kill his commander, he just routes, but that's still bad for his men's morale. As you can see, I outnumbered him here too, which is nice. I also have a double team here. So it was kind of like a divide and conquer thing where he just didn't like bring up his men into one group, which was heavily affected his success. And my handgunner unit got caught out here. I was trying to send him around the back to shoot the guys, his infantry in the back, but they got caught out. Which honestly I don't mind, because handgunners are weak relative to infantry, and Chaos Warriors are like some of his elite troops. So I didn't mind them sort of distracting them that like full health unit, while the rest of my infantry cleaned up his men. So yeah, at this point it's kind of a matter of cleaning up, and that's when he left the game. So yeah, that was my battle. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next time.